Hey guys, I just wanted to do a little bit of an update video. It's been a few days since Monday actually. Um, I just want to let you know what's going on. So my stepmom and dad started a GoFundMe, which I was hesitant about at first because I didn't want people to think that we're asking for handouts because if you know us, we've worked really hard for what we have. Like, we're 25 and we have our house and our cars and our camper, and we've gone on 4 cruises, and we've just worked really hard, but by the grace of God, because He's provided us with the financial stability to do that. The thing is we just don't have that much money sitting around for IVF. Now, of course, we could save it up, but it would take a couple years actually to save up that much money because we did get our camper and we did get a new truck after we paid his truck off. And trust me, I thought about, okay, can we sell the camper, and if we sold it, we would just basically just sell the camper. We'd be camperless, and we would only have the extra payment a month that we have, which still saving that much every month, it would still take years because it's not a very hefty payment. It would take years in order for us to actually be able to afford the IVF by ourselves. So they started the GoFundMe, and it's raised about $1,400, which is amazing because there is a program called the Compassionate Care Program for IVF medications, and I will be applying for that once I know when we're starting it, because you can only do it within 6 months of the IVF time. So I'll be applying for that, and you can get 50 to 75% off medications depending on your income. And I know someone that has gotten it before, and they make more money than us and was able to get 50% off. So I'm hoping that we can get at least 75% off, which would bring the total medications are about $3,000. It would bring it down to about like $1,500 to $1,000. So that would be super helpful. But my mom is pitching in. My mom and her husband, my stepdad, are pitching in $1,000. So there's $2,400 right there between the GoFundMe and the $1,000 from my mom. And then we have a pontoon that we've been working on off and on and planned on getting it running. But due to this, we are going to sell it. And so we have a guy that came out today and looked at it, and we're hoping to sell it for $1,200 tomorrow. So there's another $1,200. There's also some grants that I'm going to be applying for. So I'm wanting to get that done. There's a few of them you have to pay processing fees, like for each application. Kind of like when you submit probably like scholarships and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to pay the application fee or whatever. So that's basically what I have to do. I've already been filling them out, and some of them, like, I think the time frame for this one that I really want to apply for starts February 15th. So I will really want to apply for that one first. And there's just some different stuff going from there. But as for the rest of the cost, my in-laws are going to cover it. They have done so much for us, like so incredibly much, and like I cannot thank them enough. Like, I've never dealt with how much they really care. Like, I've never seen, like, my dad and them, they didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. Neither did my mom. Like, they worked for what they had. And same thing for Tyson's parents, but they've grown their business. It's been in business for 30 years. And so now they have the financials to do it, and they want to help us out. So everybody's come together, really. We have about a grand sitting in our savings that we'll be taking out as well. So far, the cost is nothing. We have a cruise that we're going on in March, and we had booked it just in January, I think. And because we booked it so close to time and we didn't get insurance, we're not able to get our money back on it. And I don't know anyone that we could really sell it to. And plus, it'll be kind of a last little vacation before we start this IVF process. And so we're still going to go. And I know there's like a lot of people thinking, okay, well, they started a GoFundMe and they're going to go on a cruise. But I can't get my money back. Like, we had no idea that this was going to happen. Like, IVF was the last thing on our mind. And so if we would have known, we wouldn't have booked the cruise. But since we had no idea. We booked it, and that's what we like to do, is go on vacations, especially before we have a kid. And so this was kind of out of the blue, and we didn't expect it. So can't get our money back, and I appreciate the GoFundMe more than anyone knows. I mean, just to see that some people have donated because they really care, it's super great. And so that's the deal, is we have the financial basically covered. I had a consult on Friday. They called and they said my health insurance would cover $5,000, but I have to meet the $2,500 deductible first before that even applies. And she said even some of the stuff that they're going to be doing in fertility won't even be covered under that $5,000. So we would still have to pay out of pocket for that. And about with my insurance, it would run about $1,500, because when you build an insurance, of course the cost is going to be more pricey. I asked for a cash price discount, and it's $10,500. That includes like all your appointments going in for your sonograms, your the actual retrieval, all that stuff. The only thing it does not include, there's an upfront testing that they have to do on Tyson. That runs about $800. They're going to do STD testing. They're going to do genetic testing, all of that other stuff. So that'll run about $800 that we'll have to pay out of pocket. That's not included in that $10,500. And then there's it's called a uterus mapping or mock embryo transfer. And that is where they go in and they kind of mock what they would do if it was actual real embryo. And they go and look at my uterus and see where exactly they would want to implant it. So there's no surprises on transfer day. That's about $200. That's not included. And even insurance doesn't even cover that if it were to be included. So that's about $1,000 right there that we'll have to pay out of pocket. That's not including the $10,500. And then the medications, if my insurance were to cover it, it'd be about $6,000. But with cash pay, it's about $2,500 to $3,000. Like I said, we can apply for that program and bring that down. So that's not included in the $10,500 either. And then there's the initial frozen embryo thing. So where they actually put the embryos into the freezer for you, whatever's left over, that's $755. And then there's anesthesia, and that's $680. Those things are not included in the price of the $10,500. But it wouldn't be included in my insurance either. So, because they said that certain things like that, like the testing for Tyson, he doesn't have insurance, so it wouldn't cover it. The uterus mapping wouldn't cover it. The medications wouldn't cover it. So we're not going to use my insurance, because we have some different plans on what's going to go on in the future. So we're not using insurance. We're going to do cash price pay. And I mean, we have the finances for it due to our family and our friends coming together. I mean, it's amazing, and I never pictured it gonna happen this soon. But they were even talking about just setting me up for my consult, my first IVF consult on this like the end of February, and then we could start it in March, start the medications, and then April I could be doing the transfer. Like, it's insane. But we'll probably set up a consult this month. And I'll have to discuss with us going on the cruise and stuff. I don't want to be having to take those medications, because if you don't know, they give you like a calendar. And I mean, it's completely full. It has like exactly a time that you have to take this medication and this shot and yada, yada, yada. And I cannot imagine being on a cruise, especially trying to do a shot, especially if the boat's rocking. So we're going to talk to him about that and make sure that I can either start it like right after, like if we could do the pre-testing and stuff like that. In February, and then in March, right after the cruise, start that process. A lot of people are wondering why I didn't go in for another consult, like a second opinion with a doctor. But this is why. I'm going to show you a picture. This is my uterus, the black thing. The little bubble right there is just a balloon when they did the HSG. But normally, for a normal uterus, this is the black part's the uterus. There should be fallopian tubes coming off right here. You do not see anything. There is no tubes at all, because I have complete tubal blockage. I mean, 100%. They're completely blocked. This is normally like a normal uterus is supposed to look like this, and it's supposed to have the tubes come off, and it's supposed to be triangular. Mine, as you can tell, was circle, so it's like you don't even have the tubes showing. So that's why, I mean, I trust in him. We're still trying on our own. We're still hoping and praying for a miracle that maybe God will bless us with a baby and somehow, some way it can get through the blockage. Because God works miracles every single day. But I don't know if that's his story for us. Like, I think that he wants us to go through this IVF journey to make us stronger in faith. And it has. I mean, we've been doing our Bible every night and doing fertility like verses. I mean, we've grown a lot closer to God and we trust in him. And for the first time in our lives, we have given it all to him to let him work it out. I mean, of course, the first initial shock of it was awful, but now I'm feeling a lot more confident because, I mean, everybody pulled together for us. So, I mean, we have a great support system, and we'll find out more about what my chances are and all that stuff. Because, I mean, it's not a guarantee. Like, yes, you pay this much money, but it's not like hey, you were going to have a baby. Like, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately, because, I mean, it is a lot of stinking money. But that's our plan, is to get it started ASAP. I told my in-laws, I was like, we can wait until next year. I don't mind. But they really want us to get started. They want us to be happy. They know how bad we want a kid. We've been trying for a year this month, but actually a year this month on Valentine's Day has been an exact year. But due to the PCOS and the block tubes, like, I could go in. There is a surgery, I think. I don't know for my extent of blockage, but there is like a surgery that you can go under and they can try to unblock your tubes. But that is still not a guarantee for me because like, I still don't have that great of a chance because I don't ovulate like I'm supposed to due to my PCOS. So 1, I have PCOS and I don't ovulate normally, and then 2, I have the complete blockage in my tubes. So even if they go in and do that, I have to pay for the anesthesia, pay for the surgery, all that other stuff out of pocket, when I have a greater chance with IVF because my eggs are good, my husband's sperm is good, and so that's the route we're going. That's why we're going that way. But I kind of wanted to explain it all to you guys. I mean, we've thought about selling multiple things, like trading our truck in or trading our car in. And I mean, it just wouldn't bring us enough money for it. Like, we would be carless and we still wouldn't have enough money. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. We're still going on our cruise, and I know a lot of people look bad because, you started a GoFundMe, but I did not start the GoFundMe. My family did for me because they really wanted to help out with it. And 2, I can't get rid of the cruise, so I'm going on it. I mean, there's no other way to kind of do it. So, but that's the whole thing. And I'm really excited for this journey. I'm super nervous. Like, I'm a really organized person, but I heard it's a lot and a lot of medications and a lot of shots, but I have a lot of people supporting me. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that this will work the first time, and I'll be able to have a little baby Williams, and that's the whole plan. So keep watching, subscribe below. Comment for encouraging comments if you want to. I just wanted to let everybody know what's going on. I still don't have Facebook. I still don't have Instagram. I only have Snapchat right now, and that's because it's helped me grow closer to God because I'm not spending so much time on my phone. And also, I don't have to deal with the negative mind that I have seeing other people happy. And I know that's awful, and I promise I am working on it. But that's the deal. So sorry this video is so long. I just wanted to let y'all know about the whole financial of it. I mean, it is a lot of money, but we're praying and hoping that it's totally 100% worth it, and we'll be able to get our baby. And I can't promise that I'll ever do this again. I mean, if I have 1 baby, 2 babies, whatever, this will probably be the last time. So just keep your fingers crossed for us. Send up some prayers and some positive vibes.